So you got the results. They took you to a cardiologist, and so what happened? Did you come out with a clean bill? Did they say it was stress, pressure? Like, what did they say?
That was a frustrating part. They didn't he I do the ultrasound, I do the chest x-ray, and I do the CT scan. Like, so between those three, right? This You pretty much know everything about the heart. The CT scan is even in color and 3D. I mean, it was really cool. But at the end of it, he basically said, the cardiologist says, I remember I can hear him walking down the hallway, and I heard the nurse say, "So what's up with Mr. Williams," or something like that. I remember him telling her, "He has a stronger heart than yours. We need to get him out of here," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes in and says, "Hey, this check clean. This is clean. This is what." And he gives me, and now while he's talking, I still feel this stuff in my chest. While he's
Mm-hmm.
telling me I got the best heart ever, or whatever, I'm thinking like something is wrong. So I remember asking him like, "But no, but I still like something is not right." And he says, "Listen, my job is to rule out the heart, and I can give you 100% accuracy is not the heart. We've done because they had me a stress test book for me where you get on a treadmill,
Mm-hmm.
and a where you look at the camera inside the artery. I forget what that's called. One of those books, but all the other tests came back so positive. He was like, "There's no need to, look any further." And so I was dismissed with "Here's your prescription." He handed me a prescription for some aspirin and said, "Get out of my hospital, man. I got sick patients here." So I literally got prescribed some aspirin, man, and walked out of the door, which is
Wow.
unbelievable. Not to mention they were serving me pizza and soda and all this. I didn't eat anything the whole time. I was there for like almost 24 hours
Wow.
and overnight. But the weirdest part was just doing the whole thing alone, just no one that you know. So I was taking all these notes on my phone, like what they were giving me and the
Mm-hmm.
frequency and the blood pressure reports, like every hour. I just had my own because I don't know if you guys do the research, man, but a lot of people die in hospitals, man, because of
Mm-hmm.
mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a staggering number, like over 250,000 a year, actually.
Mm.
So anyway, I was just kind of tracking those things, and they discharged me with a clean bill of health. And so I didn't. So when I left there, I still didn't know what the problem was.
Wow. So what were some of the things you were feeling like inside? Like you talked about, was it just chest pains? Was it shortness of breath? Couldn't sleep? Was it just I don't know, anxiety? What were some of these things?
I, so so I know when I'm stressed, I clench my jaw, but the
Mm-hmm.
the feeling in the chest was like this tightening in the chest. And I thought I was doing bench press, so I thought I pulled. And I remember he told me, "You probably pulled a muscle. You
Mm.
probably pulled the pec muscle, right?" And so that was his kind of explanation for it. But I would just feel this shortening. It was never a shortness of breath. It was just this pressure. And then they asked, "Is it like someone standing on your chest?" I'm like, "No, it's not quite that intense. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like pressure. Like you could just feel like something's not right,
Mm-hmm.
right?" I really know how to describe it, but it's not normal.
So how long do you think that you were feeling, maybe not that extreme, but you were feeling something, right? You were just
Mm.
weren't feeling normal. Was this just years that you were pushing through it? Was it just, the 2020? Um how long do you think you were feeling like this? Ever since you started your business?
No, so
Forever?
the teeth clenching, I would say, but that would come and go, but that would be for some years maybe, right?
Mhm.
But the chest thing would probably be building for about 3 months. I mean, slowly
Mhm.
increasing and getting a little worse over about a 3 month period. And then that night was a climax. I mean, that was kind of scary because I couldn't control it, explain it, or even
Yeah.
share it with anyone.
Yeah. So, what was going on like in your mind? Were you super stressed out at work? Was this you had just overwhelmed by so much? I mean, you talked about just maybe this year and the diversity, the election, feeling alone. Was it all related to that, or or was there other things going on before this year that also, have you ever been kind of like just the pressure and the, overwhelmed all the time and never being able to be still?
I think it's a combination. So historically, right, I run hard and fast all the time. I heard this song. I used to like this song. I hate it now, but the song is actually called "All Gas No Break," or
Mm.
that's a key part of the song. And that was kind of describe me, man. All gas, no brake, right? Just running and gunning all the time, not getting enough sleep, like 5 to 6 hours a night was normal for me. But mind always going, always solving the next problem, never pausing and never celebrating.
Mm.
Win a big deal, make a big accomplishment, and as soon as the wheels hit the tarmac on that event, the plane lands, boom, jump off the plane, get on the next flight, and go chase another deal. Like both
Mm.
literally and figuratively, just on the move all the time, um, and not really slowing down and appreciating the people in my relationships or even successes in the business. I had a
Mm.
business coach who said, like, how do you celebrate? Like, I remember this when I knew something was wrong. She asked me, like, how do you like, just chill out and like just take a break and just, oh, I go run. She's like, okay, all right. And she's
You
like,
were,
so what kind of,
you still go gas, pressing the gas.
everything, man, was even my chill period was all gas, no break. And she says, "What else do you do?" I said, "Work out at the gym." And what else? And every answer I gave was just a high RPM redlining all the time. And the brain just can't handle that, man. You
Yeah.
can't run hard all day because it doesn't know how to come down. And so what was happening was another thing that started happening is I started waking up at 3 o'clock every night
Mm.
all the time. And sometimes I could fall back asleep and sometimes I couldn't.
Hmm.
And it got worse. I remember I was on my way home one day and I was at a light, and next thing I know, a car behind me was blowing the horn because the light was green and I was asleep.
Mm.
And the horn woke me up, and I was like, man, what the hell am I doing? Like,
Mm.
what is going on? But even still, I didn't do the math on it. What
Hmm.
do? You just keep charging, man. Just keep pressing, just keep moving.
Yeah.
And that was my life.
Why do you think that you keep charging, keep moving? I mean, what is it about slowing down that is so difficult? Do you think it just becomes normal to you, and that's the way you're wired? You want to achieve, and you want to set goals, and when you set a goal, you want to achieve it. But why is it so hard? Because there's been points of my life where it was easy to chill out. I remember times that maybe I wasn't that motivated, but it was easy just to relax. But I feel like these days it is very difficult to slow down, and if you do slow down and you're trying to chill out, you feel, I don't know, just unproductive, and you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
gotta I gotta be doing a project. I don't know. But
hmm
why was it so hard for you? Is it just so long?
I think part of it is because I spent some time kind of processing it. I think a part of it is, I think when I was born, I think my dad left when my mom was coming home from the hospital with me. And I think my I always thought my his absence was due to my presence,
Hmm.
right? So she's a single mom, she's a waitress, so we're being raised on tips, man. So I literally lived in like government housing projects and I remember government how trucks would bring day old bread and milk and cheese out to these places. People were lining up getting food, man. I remember those events. I can see it. And so that was life growing up. And I always thought we're going through this because of me. Like
Hmm.
I came, he left. And so I've always struggled with that approval. Am I good enough? Am I valuable, significant? And so I think that running hard, charging all the time is just trying to prove my worth,
Hmm.
right? And to be significant and to make sure that you're not seen, but that you're just valued and appreciated. Because I've never been hugged by him. All the stuff I've done, never said, "Hey, I love you, congratulations," like, full academic scholarship to
Hmm.
college and won awards and things and high school, college, and even now, and my kids and all that. Just never heard any of that. And I think there was something inside just seeking that approval,
Hmm.
and so that's why the push continued.
Mm. So kind of hard charging. You want approval. You want, specifically your father's approval and recognition. Was there ever a time where you did feel like it was enough, that you had, I've accomplished what I've set out to accomplish, and now I'm Now I'm good. I can relax. There never was a time that ever that came.
No, it wasn't even a. My wife even reminded me. So I, I have this book that my mom gave me when I was, I don't know, middle school or something, high school. I don't remember, but basically, it was a book that had like 12 sections, and each section was a year in school, so 12 grades, right? And so each year I would put like awards and certificates and pictures and like my dog. You put all these. It's like a memory book, right? And
Hmm.
so my senior year, I had wrote in there, and I found this book like 5 years ago. In my senior year, I had wrote I want to be a computer scientist, go to Texas A&M. I want to work in Silicon Valley because that's where all the tech goodness is. I want a house. I want to be married. Okay, man, all these things I wrote down. And my wife is really looking at, she said, have you seen this book? Like you were like 17 years old. Here we are 30 years later, and you have done almost everything on this list, right? And so you would think I would grab that book and go, man, awesome, congratulations, let's celebrate our achievement. And I just looked at it and went, yeah, that is kind of cool because it's not like I was referencing that book, but
Hmm.
all those dreams are buried deep inside my heart, and I just kept charging hard to pursue them. And you would think being able to check all those boxes would make you lean back in your seat and take a break, but I just look for the next thing to go accomplish. And I
Hmm.
think that void, that emptiness, and even as a believer, right? I just was still trying to fill that void with another award, another accolade, another form of success.
Thank you so much for checking out the Brett Snodgrass channel. If you like this video, please slam on that like button. And if you really like it, then subscribe to our channel here. And remember to leave us a comment below, and I'm going to try my hardest to reply to all the comments. Thank you guys so much. This is why I do what I do. Every single week, I come out with content that focuses on success, freedom, and living out your purpose. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.